This will be advice to everybody who is struggling with meta ads. We're on Reddit and this guy is here to show us how to deal with the difficulties we experienced. Here I'm again with some advices. As you notice, since February 2024, Meta just gone wild and there are really no rules now. Most of the experts out there, specifically YouTube, are just full of shit trying to tell you that you're the problem, so you need to buy their course. Yeah, that's a lot of people. Some courses are great, of course, but most of them are just made by losers claiming they spend millions of dollars in ads. Well, the reality is that when they show you the dashboards, they just challenge the currency to Argentinian peso, and guess why? It's the same symbol as the dollars. So that's not the case. I'm not sure if somebody does it, but seems like logical and reasonable. So what works for me right now? Sales campaigns. I don't listen to who is spending 3K a day. Most of you indie solo marketers can't afford to spend 3K a day, and most of your clients can't just even imagine spending 300 a day. So let's be realistic here. I'm not sure if this is reasonable. I have a client right now and we're spending 3K a day, and I spent 3K a day for like multiple ad accounts. So this guy is delusional. If you think 3K a day is a lot, it's not a lot. There are businesses that spend much more. So I don't think like 3K is like a milestone, because if you have everything dialed up properly, like it's not a big deal, right? Right now I manage a few campaigns which are spending 50 a day and are giving back in profit $400 every single day. This is what I call a more realistic approach. So I don't know, man. This whole sentence is just like, so why don't increase it to 100 and get 800 back, right? Why don't increase it to like 200 and get 1600 back, right? So I'm not sure about this as well. This sounds like I don't know. Like if you're working with like small businesses, okay, this makes sense. If you're in a niche market, this makes sense. Right now I have a lead gen client and we're spending maybe like up to 250 per day, but we're spending this much because the market is limited and we're testing variations. So once we have the winner ad, the winner landing page, the winner funnel, the winner combination, we're gonna increase it. So scaling, this is a tough one. You need to understand that Meta is very different from other ad platforms as popular ads can be. It's not just real-time zones placement managing. Meta now is all about creatives. So this guy is like spending like $50 per day and he talks about creatives, which doesn't make any sense. With $50 per day, you cannot test that many creatives properly, right? Just keep in mind that when you use $50 per day budget, it's $2 an hour. When you scale from 50 to 54, you're basically giving Meta $4 more for the entire day. You see, it's like telling Meta, hey, use this 0.16 cents wisely. Don't spend too much. You can see how this is a total nonsense. You can possibly, what can possibly Meta do with your 16 cents per hour? Just slow them and that's it. You need to scale with creatives. So how can you scale with creatives, man? Why creatives? Let me explain. Which is your dream car? Which is the car you see on the street makes your head turn and dream to have it one day? This is how powerful your creatives needs to be. In an ocean of creatives cars, you must be the one that user. So if you have an amazing creative, why just spend only $50 per day on it? If it's so good of creative, why don't just like put 5K per day on the creative? You're gonna make obviously like insanely better, right? So be aware of bot traffic in the last 5 days. Okay, back to creatives. Test at least 4 new creatives a week. So you wanna tell me that this guy's like testing 16 new creatives for the whole month, and he's spending 1,500. Let me open the calculator. So he's spending, so let's divide. So he's spending $100 per creative, and he's making the conclusion that the creative is good or not good, or if it's working, right? I think with like that many creatives, you're gonna find a winner like within maybe like a few months. So why spend only 50? When you don't see results one day, don't panic. Stay calm. Bad days happen. It's part of the game. I think this is like a very bad advice for Facebook ads, because it's just like limited mindset thinking, right? There are people spending like, I don't know, 10K, 20K, 40K. I personally spent 40K per day on ads. So this advice is like very, very bad. So find a winner, find a winning creative. And I think $100 just to test on ad creative is like very, very little. For example, let's say if you break even at like 50, which is like for most businesses way too low, I think you just need another 50 or another 100 just to give it like more days. That means you run a creative for two days and you conclude the creative is not working. So I'm not sure. This guy says you're very right. Just the bot traffic for $50. Like, I'm not sure what will be the bot traffic. And this guy is actually agreed. It seems like nobody on Reddit actually scaled something. Like if you scale something, right, you wouldn't be like so impressed by this. And the problem here is like most of the guys have never spent budget, like crazy budget, so they don't know the chaos that comes through like with scalability. So if I ask you, like, we're gonna spend 30K today on ads, we're gonna waste 2-3K testing, but you're gonna make, let's say, 20-30K profit for the whole day, would you spend the money, or you'd be just concerned, right? So I'm not sure. Best post I've seen in a while. I'm not sure if this is the best post, bro. Adapt or little. 90% of this community seems to think a little media buying trick is going to turn their campaigns into winners. Oh, I think people just put too much attention on the creative testing, right? So you need a winner creative, but for this type of budget, like you're just like overworking your system, right? So this is what I have to say. And there is like a bunch of, the conversation goes into like modern click fraud. Is the bot traffic? Just use Microsoft Clarity. Microsoft Clarity is a tool that will allow you to track the bot traffic. So yeah. Thanks for the post, quite informative. Also, can you explain the campaign ad structure for testing out creatives? How do you start off? Is it static or video? How do you identify winning creatives? How do you scale? Okay. So this guy says that he has a campaign ad set 4 to 6 creatives. He tests both video styling and carousel. Try to understand what is in angle, style, mode, colors. Yeah, man. This is a bad Facebook ads advice. So doing this, what's happening once you find a winning creative? You're just gonna like create another 16 ads. So very bad advice. Find a winning creative and spend as much money as possible. And spend those money immediately, because the Facebook ads platform might change tomorrow. This is Niko. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you soon.